Ready? And we are live here at Neuqua Valley for some boys swim and dive action. Sorry for those technical difficulties, folks, but we are ready to go now. Starting off with the boys 200-yard medley relay, we've got in lane 1, Ryan Cercello. Oh, I'm sorry. In lane 2, Ryan Cercello is going to start off for Neuqua Valley, and in lane 4, Alex Shen. Looking for a good race out of these guys. And we are off. First event of this boys varsity meet. Again, we apologize for those technical difficulties, but we're running now. Jack, what can we look for out of this boys team tonight?
Well, I think in order for Neuqua Valley to win here in the DVC matchup here tonight, Charlie, I think Connor Boyle has to deliver pretty well here for the Wildcats. Such a key centerpiece for them. A great leader for them as well as Aiden Dunn, the junior, trying to step up things here. Excited to see what he has to deliver for tonight for the Wildcats. And, yeah, just a solid performance expected here from Neuqua Valley.
You said it, man. Two phenomenal athletes all around. But right now we've got Michael Lashok and Jimmy Sinise in the water for Neuqua Valley. It looks like Jimmy Sinise now currently has the lead for his team. He's doing a great job holding position. And that is Jedrick Gamila for the Mustangs closing in behind. We've got a great start to this meet. As you said, we'll see Aiden Dunn and Connor Boyle a little later tonight. Looking for big performances out of those guys.
Oh, for sure, Dom. As well as Ryan Cercello as well. A great piece to this Wildcat team. A lot of seniors leaving last year, but Neuqua Valley seeming to do a great job here as they are undefeated this year in DVC matchups as they took on Naperville North last year. We covered.
Exactly. We've got some huge matchups in the first two meets, and we've got an absolute dogfight in lanes 4 and 6 here. Valley and Metea to open up this meet. Very exciting first start to the race. And I think, not sure who got that. Waiting for the score there. It looks like Neuqua might have edged him out, but what a great race to start that off. That was Aiden Dunn in the water from Neuqua. Or I apologize. That was Aiden Dunn in the water. I was looking at Alex Dunn. But what an exciting first race for this meet.
Indeed. You're going to expect a lot of those races here tonight as well with the Metea program, also a very elite DVC program throughout the state as well. So I expect a lot out of them and their team here tonight. So I think it's going to be a race that comes competitive, and it'll be down to the wire here tonight.
We're now getting ready to start the next event for Neuqua Valley. That's Amir Aliyev in lane 1. In lane 2. Stefan Anderson in lane 3. And Christopher Cottrill in lane 4. This will be the boys' 200-yard freestyle event. Then we've got 3 Mustangs in lanes 5, 6, and 7. Based off of seed times, we're looking at Christopher Cottrill to win this race. See if that holds up. Seed times aren't everything. He's only about half a second in front of his teammate Stefan Anderson.
And that's something you got to love, Charlie. The DVC is such a competitive matchup when it comes to boys swim and dive here. Excellent programs across the DVC.
Well, you said it, Jack. Neuqua's program really has had a past of excellence, and they're only improving as the years come on. But we have now entered the water for the 200-yard freestyle.
That'll be Tyler Leslie leading the charge here for the Mustangs. Off to a great here.
You said it, man. He's off to a very fast start over there in lane 5. That's Christopher Cottrill following close behind in second, as we're going to enter about the 75-meter mark of this race, or apologize, yard mark of this race.
Amir Aliyev and Dima Kondrashev also doing a great job of securing those 3rd and 4th places for Neuqua Valley, it seems, here.
Every spot matters in a swimming. That's why we've been so good against Naperville Central and North. But let's see if Christopher Cottrill can rein in that Mustang. But you said it, Amir Aliyov and Kondrashev doing a great job to hold their position on the outside.
It almost seems like Stefan Anderson is trying to crawl back here in lane 3 for the Mustangs, trying to cut into that lead against lane 2, Kondrashev for Neuqua Valley.
As we enter the last 50, let's see if Cottrill can rein in that Mustang, but it looks all but one now for Tyler Leslie. But a great job by Kondrashev out in lane 2. Let's see if he can hang on for 3rd place. But we've got an absolute dogfight in 2 and 3 between Kondrashev and that Mustang. And it is going to be Tyler Leslie taking it, followed closely by Christopher Cottrell.
Kondrashev almost came back and took it up against his counterpart for 2nd place.
Very solid start for Neuqua. 1st place in the relay, followed by a 2 and 3 finish. Very well done there.
As we wait for the times here.
Looks like the winning time was 1:53. Very fast race. Faster than any seed time on the sheet.
And overall, very competitive as well, as we only are in the first 2 events. No one seeming to try and pull away here. Very competitive match we have here tonight. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for Neuqua Media, as well as visit our website, neuquatv.org, for their latest Wildcat Weekly production, as well as different films put together here on the production side of Neuqua Media. We'd love to have you.
As Jack said, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And again, make sure you hit the bell and subscribe and tell your friends about Neuqua Media. If you're just joining us, I'm Charlie Rook and this is Jack, and thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We've got a very exciting matchup between Metea and Neuqua, and we're about to start the boys 200-yard IM. In lane 2, that's Ryan Cercello. Lane 3, Aiden Dunn and Ryan Doyer. Lane 4, three Wildcats up against 1 Mustang tonight. Let's see how the Mustang does.
He's up to a great start. Camilla in lane 5 off to a great start here for the Mustangs, trying to tack us some points up there on the board.
Yeah, very important for a win here out of the Mustangs, but 3 Wildcats trying to rein him in, but he's off to a good start. Let's see how he does in the backstroke. And that's Aiden Dunn and Ryan Doyer working, or Aiden Dunn and Ryan Cercello working very well together in 3 and 4 to try and rein in Jaden Gamilla.
Doyer pulling a little bit away here from Aiden Dunn, trying to catch up to Ryan Cercello, or excuse me, Gamilla from the Mustangs in lane 5.
Ryan Doyer all but closed that lead on the backstroke, but the flip turn, Gamilla just pulled away a little bit. Let's see how the breaststroke goes. Aiden Dunn not out of it yet. He's known for his breaststroke. But Gamilla is now starting to pull away. A very good 50 meters here for the Mustang.
Jaden Gamilla doing a great job of stepping into enemy territory here tonight and tacking some points on here for the Mustangs if he holds on to this lead here for them. Proving to do great up against Aiden Dunn and Doyer.
Well, Aiden Dunn's now caught up to his teammate Ryan Doyer. Maybe battle the Wildcats for 2nd place here, but this is all but one for Jaden Gamilla, as he's going to come into Neuqua's pool of Wildcats and take the win in the 200-yard IM. Not a bad start for Metea here either, Jack.
Oh, for sure. Definitely an even matchup here tonight. One of the more exciting ones is Gamilla takes 1st place, and that'll be Dunn and Doyer finishing short after.
Very close race from Dunn and Doyer. I think Doyer just edged him out, but what an exciting event that was. And we've got, I apologize, Ryan Cercello now in lane 2 coming in. Round of applause for Ryan Cercello. Not easy going up against Aiden Dunn and Ryan Doyer.
Very times here we have tonight. And that'll be lane 4.
Well, Ryan Doyer's done a very solid job here, seated at 203.9. He's going to get a PR on the night, so that's awesome for him. And then Aiden Dunn and Ryan Doyer did a great job. Aiden, it looked as if Aiden might have been out of it, but then, as I said, Aiden's a very good breaststroke athlete, and he crawled back into it and was very close to just beating out his teammate for second.
For sure. He had fantastic underwaters, as you saw there, in the 200-yard IEM that was, and kept a very consistent pace here, and that's something that's very important to the Neuqua Valley program, boys and girls, for swim. Very focused on the timing as well as pace and composure of each stroke.
Now moving on to the boys' 50-yard freestyle, we've got Alex Shen in lane 1, Michael Lashok lane 2, Jacob Duncan lane 3, and Christopher Cottrell in lane 4. Looking for a very exciting race out of these 4 athletes. And then for the Mustangs, we've got Bickner, Finch, Monemeyer, and Bear in 5, 6, 7, and 8. A full race here, Jack. First one of the night.
For sure. Love to see IHSA opening up to stage 2 here as they have allowed for spring sports. Again, we have covered basketball last night as well against a huge game with West Aurora and, of course, Neuqua Valley. Statement win for the Wildcats last night. So don't forget to check our latest games, as we do have a DVC War of 204 going on tomorrow. That'll be Wabanzi and Neuqua Valley going up against each other for boys basketball at 7.
And you said it, and we're looking for a very exciting heat here. Ooh. They're just going to pause them at the start there. A few smiles from the boys on the blocks. Let's look to see what happens here. Expecting a big race out of Christopher Cottrell and Alex Shen tonight. And they are in the water. The fastest race of the day, the 50-yard free. And that is Michael Lashok in lane 2 out to an early lead. They enter the flip turn. Here we go. We've got a very close race for the Neuqua 4. Oh, this is going to be a very exciting finish. It looks like Lashok in lane 2 still, but here comes Shannon in lane 1. And it's going to be Lashok, followed, I believe, by Jacob Duncan. Then Allen. And yeah, that was a very close, a very, very solid performance from Neuqua there. I believe they go 1 through 4. A very exciting opening race.
Oh,
go ahead.
For sure, Charlie. A fantastic race here. Michael Lashok, obviously one of the better sprinters here in the DVC, as he does a great job of securing that first place finish here for the Wildcats. Couldn't expect anything more out.
You said it. I mean, you see the seed times here, just how close it is. You've got Michael Lashok seated at 24.15 and Jacob Duncan at 24.18. That just shows you how close these 50-yard races can be and how important every second is in the execution of every technical thing they do in the pool.
Oh, for sure. Each stroke definitely matters here tonight, Charlie.
Heat 2 of the 50-yard free. These boys getting even faster. We've got Alex Dunn, the Neuqua heavy hitter in lane 2. Jimmy Sinise in lane 3. Connor Boyle, excited to see his first race of the night. And then for Metea, we've got Gamilla, Wang, Domhorst, and Reed in 5 through 8.
Mustangs looking to get some points here tonight, as they have been doing a great job of keeping up with this Neuqua team here. Very great work from the Mustangs here.
You said the Mustangs have done a very solid job tonight. That last race might have hurt them a little bit, but we will see what they can do here in Heat 2 as we're about to get started. And we are off and running in Heat 2 of 2. Look at these boys go. In lane 3, that looks to be Jimmy Senesi with an early lead. Oh, that's Connor Boyle. Senesi on his left. And what a race by Boyle. Oh. And it looks like Neuqua's going to go 1, 2, I think 5. And that is, yep, that's going to be a win from Connor Boyle. What a race, Jack.
Oh, for sure. Again, Metea did a great job here of knocking Alex Dunn off that number 3 spot as they will secure lanes 3 through 5, or excuse me, places 3 through 5, I guess here. It's very crucial for them, earning some much needed points.
Well, yeah, you said it. I mean, the Mustangs really needed to get on the board here. They interrupt the 1, 2, 3 from Neuqua, but what a race. Jimmy Senesi and Connor Boyle especially. Great to see him open his night with that event.
Oh, for sure. Boyle and Sinise, obviously key parts of this Wildcat swimming team here, and it shows, securing the first and second place here. But up next, we have the 100-yard butterfly.
And yes, we do, and that's going to be, when the boys come out, we're going to have Jacob Duncan, lane 1, Mark Menez in lane 2, Connor Boyle is going to come back again in lane 3, and then Amir Aliyov in lane 4. From the seed times we have here, Amir Aliyov seated at 53.75, Mark Menez at 57.4, and Jacob Duncan at 59.9. Very excited to see Connor Boyle come back again in the 100-yard butterfly. But let's see if he's a little gassed from his last performance in the 50-yard free after just absolutely destroying everyone in the pool.
Well, for sure. All that and more coming up next year on Neuqua Media. Stay tuned. We'll be back with a short break.
And we are back with Neuqua Metea in this DVC matchup with Metea Valley facing off against Neuqua Valley. And we've had a pretty exciting meet here so far. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Neuqua Metea on YouTube and neuquatv.org. As I said, we've got a very exciting meet here tonight, and we're about to get ready to start the 100-yard fly. Jack, what can we look for out of this race?
Mark Mays is obviously the great performer for the 100-yard fly here for the Wildcats. But as well, we have Connor Conley with a seat time of 58.03, so got to watch out for him as summer on the Mustangs part.
Yeah, you said it. Mustangs, Connor Conley with 58.03. I'm really excited about seeing Connor Boyle come back after his 50-yard free, and they are off and in the water, and Amir Aliyev in lane 4 is another person I'm really excited about it, and that looks to be Connor Boyle with an early lead in lane 3, and then Gamilla challenging him in second in lane 5. We saw him earlier in the, I believe, the 200 IM.
Jaden Gamilla, obviously a strong swimmer here for the Mustangs, kept up with one of the elite swimmers with Neuqua Valley earlier, and he's keeping up with Connor Boyle as he looks to take over Connor Boyle's position right here. Let's see how the underwaters go. And he will overtake Connor Boyle here.
And what a race we have here. Amir Aliyev doing his absolute best to stay in this in lane 3, and we're going to have a very tight race here. And it looks like Mill is just going to edge it out. I'm not sure if Aliyev got Boyle, but what a great race for them. And a great job for the Mustang. Camilla, great swimmer. We've seen him win 2 events tonight, and that looks to be, and that is going to be Jaden Camilla taking it in lane 5, and then let's see, Amir Aliyev is going to get out Connor Boyle, but what a great race from those guys. Connor Boyle had it all the way into the end, and then point 4, an absolutely phenomenal race. But the overall are going to take it, but great job by get 2 guys behind him and just put some points on the board.
For sure, they'll secure places 2 through 4 here in this 100-yard butterfly, but obviously great job from the Mustangs. Jaden Gamilla securing a first-place finish, the first tonight for the Mustangs of Metea Valley.
And that looked like Mark Menez with about a 4-second PR there, so great job for him. And then we should right now just be about to start event 6, which is the boys 100-yard freestyle. For Neuqua Valley, we've got Michael Ashok in lane 1, Dima Kondrashev lane 2, Alex Dunn lane 3, and Ryan Doyer lane 4. And then in 5 through 8, we've got Wang, Damhurst, Henkel, Bear for the Mustangs. We've got George Wang seated very highly here with a 48.6 coming into this race. See if Kondrashev can maintain it, maybe give him a bit of a race. We got another full race here tonight. Thank you so much to the IHSA for allowing sports to come back. And if you're just joining us, make sure you follow us at Neuqua Metea on YouTube and neuquatv.org. We're looking for a very exciting race out of this 100-yard free tonight as they enter the blocks. And we are underway.
Ryan Doyer off to a great start as expected from the Wildcats, and he will overtake lane 5's George Wang from Metea. And George Wang will regain his position.
Oh, what a great job from George Wang on the flip turn there. Looking for a great race out of Doyer and Wang tonight. And we really are going to have a tight one. Wang on those flip turns again just keeps gaining ground. But Doyer's not out of it yet as we're going to enter the final 50 here. And it looks like Wang might just hang on unless Doyer can form one heck of a comeback. And then here comes Kondrashev in lane 2. Silently, great race from him. And a solid job overall from the Wildcats. but it's going to be George Wang with that heck of a seed time taking this event. Mutual respect for Wang and Kondrashev in 4 and 5, or apologize. Oh no, Doyer and Wang in 4 and 5. Great job from them. And then, yep, winning is going to be lane George Wang, followed only about a second and a half from Ryan Doyer of Neuqua Valley. And then, as I said, a great race from Kondrashev tonight. He's going to PR by over a second, so that's a great job by him. Another strong showing from Neuqua.
For sure, Ryan Doyer off to a great start here for the Wildcats, but just couldn't maintain that lead over George Wang as he will secure a first-place finish here for the things of Metea. Metea, this is their second time they've had a first-place finish here tonight. So expect more of those coming out of the blocks for the Mustangs here. A very competitive team all around that we're seeing.
Yeah, you said it. They're going to look to come in and try and upset Neuqua in their own pool tonight, and it's going to be wins like that that are going to be needed to do it. And as we enter the next event, this is probably my favorite event, the boys 500-yard freestyle. Neuqua Valley with 2 athletes in this, to Metea's 3, Anderson and Aiden Dunn with a seed time of 5:08 and 4:48. Aiden Dunn really expected to run away with this one. It's going to be Metea Valley's Jacob Henkel seated at 5 flat, trying to hang on to him. And then Evan Lopez and Finch trying to get in the mix as well. We're very excited for this event. The longest one we have tonight with the seat times we're seeing of over 5. Should be a really exciting one.
And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We usually have 3 cameras here tonight, but doing a great job of readjusting with the 2 camera setup we have here. So thanks again for sticking in with us.
You said it, Jack. Thank you so much to everyone doing their best to get us back online. And we are in the pool for the boys' 500-yard freestyle. As expected, that is Alex Dunn out there with an early lead. And you'll notice the signs coming into the pool. They're going 20 laps tonight, so they need to make sure that they're getting the right number and not staying confused in the water.
For sure. Alex Dunn off to a very electric start here for the Wildcats, but let's see if that ends up biting him in the end, is to see if he can keep his pace here for the Wildcats to try to secure a first-place finish.
Well, know, as we said earlier, Aiden Dunn, seated at 4:48. He's looking for a really strong race here against his partner Stefan Anderson and the 3 Mustangs in the pool with him. And already a very strong performance by him. He's probably got about a 10-yard lead on the 5-yard lead on the rest of the field.
And Dima Kondrashev will pull up for second place here, as he will follow Alex Dunn for second place finish, trying to over a Mustang in lane 4, or excuse me, lane 5.
Stefan Anderson doing a great job in lane 3 to try and secure second place. He's going to be in an absolute dogfight with Evan Lopez for the Mustangs in lane 5. Let's see if we can get a comeback here from Jacob Henkel, who's seated ahead of both of them. But a great job here from Stefan Anderson and Evan Lopez early on in this race. And we're really just seeing Aiden Dunn open up that gap now. He got a very large lead on the rest of the field. This really is his bread and butter event.
Oh, for sure. He's a junior right now, but as of next year, we can't wait to see what he has for his future plans here at Neuqua Valley, and as well as his collegiate plan as he may go on to college. A very elite swimmer at such a young age. Aiden Dunn, brother of senior Alex Dunn, so has a lot to learn from his brother and him as well, and I think he'll make a great addition next year, being a leader at a varsity level.
Well, you said it, for a 3-year swimmer already, most likely swimming before that as well. A very phenomenal swimmer, and looking to be, as you said, a huge leader on this team for next year. As you can really just see, he's opened up a huge gap against the rest of the field. already lapping Metea's Anthony Finch, who's having a good race over in lane.
Oh, for sure. Aiden Dunn opening other Mustangs and swimmers in the pool, so he should secure a first place finish, but it's all about landing his position as where he's at right now, as he has 13 laps here to go. So just trying to maintain his position and keep a steady pace here for the remainder of his time in the pool.
Well, yeah, you said it, Jack. He's already done. He's already won the race pretty much. Let's see if he can maintain position, maybe get a PR from this event already. But that's looking like his teammate Stefan Anderson in second place. He's having a phenomenal race over there in lane 3. As Aiden Dunn has now done 15 laps of the 20, he'll look to really pile it on the last 125.
It'll be Aiden Dunn all alone by himself in this shot, as he doing a great job of just keeping a steady pace in the water, as well as great underwaters from the junior, leaving everyone out of the frame.
Exactly, phenomenal phenomenal flip turns. The man's looked consistent all race long, and he's gonna get a much earned victory and some very important points for Neuqua Valley on this night. And that'll signal, I believe, the last 50 of Aiden's race.
And again, he's already been in 2 other events here tonight for the Wildcats, so definitely taxing, especially the 500-yard freestyle. Very taxing on a swimmer, but he seems to do a great job as he'll finish up his last lap here.
Very curious to see the time here from Aiden Dunn. See if we can get a PR on the night. No one really challenging him, and a phenomenal victory from him. What a great race from Aiden Dunn. Now let's see if we can get Stefan Anderson in at second. He's had an absolutely amazing race.
Oh, it'll be a dogfight in lane 6 and 7. Excuse me there, Charlie, but it'll be come down to the wire for third place.
And that is Stefan Anderson, and I believe Evan Lopez just edged out his teammate Jacob Henkel. Very curious to see those times, see how those two did. And here comes Anthony Finch. A phenomenal job by him tonight. He'll still look for a PR against a stellar field of athletes in the 500 tonight.
Well, nonetheless, between the third place finish, it'll be the Mustangs taking on places 3rd and 4th.
But what a race from Aiden Dunn we saw tonight. I mean, really just asserting dominance from lap 1 and being able to maintain for 20 laps. As we're going to see Anthony Finch now come in for Metea Valley. A solid job from him. Very eager to see if he got a PR tonight.
And again, at the time that anyone finishes, the 500-yard freestyle is definitely one of the most taxing you see here in the pool.
And then that's going to be 4:48 from Aiden Dunn, just 0.2 off his seed time, so close to a PR. Oh, what an event. And that's 5:06 for Stefan Anderson. He's going to PR by 2 seconds, so great job to him. 5:08, I believe, for Jacob Henkel. Got back in this race and swam a 5:08 and just edged out his teammate Evan Lopez. What a race. And then Anthony Finch for the Mustangs going 6:06, very close to sub-6. What a race we had here tonight.
Oh, for sure, Charlie. Great effort on both sides of the team from Neuqua Valley and Metea. Not a clear pole way here from either of the teams here tonight, but it looks like we will not take a break, and it'll be the 200-yard freestyle up here next.
And looks like it's just going to be that. So the boys' 200-yard freestyle relay. In lane 2, we've got Dima Krondrashev, who's going to start off for the Wildcats, followed by Mark Menez, followed by Christopher Cottrill, and then Stefan Anderson to close. The next Neuqua relay team is going to start off with Amir Aliyev, followed by Ryan Doyer, Ryan Cercello, then Connor Boyle. Two very exciting teams here for the Wildcats. And then you've got Mustang teams in 5, 7, and 8 looking for a great race out of these guys tonight. And they have now entered the water. Let's see how this first lap shakes out. It's going to be the Mustangs with a lead. That is Jedrick Gamilla with lead over in lane 5. He's followed closely by Amir Aliyev in lane 4 and Dima Kondrashev in lane 2. Great job here from Metea to maintain control, but that looks to be Ryan Doyer, Ryan Doyer getting back into this race for Neuqua. And Mark Mena is over on the side trying to hold his position for his team.
And there goes the second round of swimmers.
That is Ryan, apologize, in second place, and Christopher Catrill is on the outside here in lane 2. Ryan Surset, great race he's having to catch up to the Mustang of Jaden Gamilla. We are going to close it out with Connor Boyle. Let's see if he can get the win over George Wang. They've had 2 great races tonight, but it looks like Boyle's pulling away. Wang's not out of it yet, but here comes Boyle. He's had a phenomenal night.
Oh, for sure. Boyle will take the win here for the Wildcats, and that'll be Wang finishing short after. Wang doing a great job for Metea, trying to keep them in this race here as Neuqua Valley is starting to pull away here tonight in this DVC matchup.
And then, yeah, we saw there a podium finish for the second Wildcat team. That was Stefan Anderson closing for that team. They did a phenomenal job as well. And 2 great performances from the Wildcats there with just a fantastic finish from Connor Boyle there, as they're going to 29.08.
Again, as you said, amazing race here tonight from Neuqua Valley, and nonetheless, amazing meet that we've had here. Very competitive nonetheless, and it looks like Neuqua Valley is starting to pull away with Ryan Doyer and company trying to find a way here to add some more points to the board.
We know Ryan Doyer, Aiden Dunn, Connor Boyle, all just being huge contributors to this tonight.
And nonetheless, that'll be a break here for the DVC matchup against Metea Valley and Neuqua Valley. Again, thanks for tuning in here on Neuqua Media on YouTube. We'll be back, guys.
And we are back. And we are back here for Neuqua Metea with the boys' 100-yard backstroke. This is two Neuqua guys in lanes 3 and 4, Alex Shen and Sinise. Looking for a very big performance out of these two guys against Metea Valley, who cover lanes 5 through 8. And what a great start they're off to.
Sinise and Shen off to a great start here tonight for Neuqua Valley after the break. And that'll be Metea trying to keep up with them as well.
Sinise got off to a really hot start. Looks to be Alex Shen now taking over. Oh, I apologize. Nope, that is Sinise getting back into it in the flip turn. What a close race we have from these two.
Oh, for sure. Neuqua Valley, some points here tonight would probably be the end of Metea Valley's hopes here, as they're just dominating here tonight.
Sinise keeps taking over for the flip turns, but then Alex Shen answering back on the straightaways. It's going to be a very close race between those two. I think Sinise is just going to edge him out. Yes, he does. But what a great performance from the two Wildcats in lanes 3 and 4. Very interested to see the times on the board here, as here come the rest of the field from Metea. It just shows you really well how well the Neuqua boys did there. We've got 55-13 for Jimmy Senesi and 55-7-8 for Alex Shen. He's going to PR by about 0.7. Great races from those two.
Well, for sure, Tyler Leslie also did a great job of getting that third place finish here in a backstroke for Metea Valley. But Neuqua Valley will secure the top two, and the only people in the race were the two people, so Neuqua Valley got some great points there.
Definitely. Alex Shen, a phenomenal swimmer, along with Jimmy Senesi. But you're definitely right. Tyler Leslie did a great job from the Mustangs trying to secure a third place finish, as we are now getting ready for the 100-yard breaststroke for Mark Menez and Ryan Cercello in lanes 3 and 4. We're going to be going up against the Mustangs, Jedrick Gamilla and Matthew Henkel in lanes 5 and 6.
Mark Menez is also a great breaststroke athlete here in the water. Expect him to have a dominating performance here for the Wildcats.
As you said, Mark Mena is an absolute animal in the water, especially for the 100 breaststroke. And we'll see if we can get another great performance out of Ryan Cercello here tonight.
Cercello also a great piece of this Neuqua Valley team. And in the DVC, probably one of the better swimmers in the DVC, I'd probably say.
Oh, you said it, definitely. Definitely a great swimmer, the senior team leader. Just a great swimmer as he's about to enter the water for the 100-yard breaststroke. And we are off and running here. The lead out of the water is going to be Jedrick Gamilla for the Mustangs, followed closely by Menez and Cercello.
Gamilla did a great job of holding his underwaters there off the blocks, extending his lead greatly here over the two Wildcats and his Metea Valley Mustang counterpart, Matthew Henkel.
We didn't see this in the first lap. Matthew Henkel having a phenomenal race today. He's followed closely by Cercello and Menez. Menez now looks like he's slightly overtaken him. It's going to be a very tight race between those two for the rest of this race. But this is just a runaway performance from Jedrick Gamilla, as he continues to extend his lead.
And he will get a first place finish here. Jedrick Gamilla for the Mustangs, and as well as a second place finish from his counterpart, Matthew Henkel. But I don't know if that's enough to overtake the Wildcats here, as the Neuqua Valley Wildcats done a great job of staying with their lead, keeping up with their lead, maintaining it, doing a great job from the Wildcats.
Well, a very solid meet all around for the Wildcats. As you said, Henkel's just going to outswim Menez and Cercello there. Tight race, though, that one, but really the story of that race was just Jedrick Gamilla just phenomenal. He's going to be very close to breaking one in the 100 breaststroke. But as we talked about earlier, the Wildcats are having such a great meet here. I don't think that's going to do much to the point total as we get ready to start the boys' 400-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1 for NVHS, we've got Stefan Anderson, who's going to kick things off, followed by Christopher Cottrill, Michael Ashok, and Alex Shen. Neuqua's second team consisting of Amar Aliyev, Alex Dunn, Dima Kondrashev, and Jacob Duncan. And then we have a third team in this event too, with Connor Boyle, Ryan Doyer, Jimmy Senesi, and Aiden Dunn. I'm very excited for that third team. Boyle and Doyer back again, along with Senesi and Dunn. Should be a very, very good competition for these Wildcat teams. Just such a talented field all around. And then we've got the two Mustang teams taking 6 and 8 for this event.
Well, for sure, right there, Charlie. You said it. Lane 4, Neuqua Valley's team right there. If that's a Neuqua Valley team that's going to win, it's going to be that team right there in lane 4. So you have to watch out for Connor Boyle and his crew there.
You said, we're going to have Connor Boyle kicking this race off. He's going to look to give his team an opening lead. But Stefan Anderson and Amir Aliyev having two big nights. Amir's had a great performance in the 100 butterfly as the boys are about to enter the water now. And we are off and running. And as suspected, Connor Boyle taking it out at a very high pace and grabbing the lead early from Aliyev and Anderson. And that is Metea's Jack Damhorst over in lane 6, having a very solid 50.
Well, for sure, Metea Valley trying to keep up here as they will be in third place here from lane 7.
But another phenomenal performance from Connor Boyle. Amir Aliyev doing his best to hang on to second place. He's having a great race too, along with Stefan Anderson. But Metea's Jack Domhurst trying to intercept that 1-2-3 for Neuqua, and he's doing a solid job of that so far. As now Ryan Doyer's entered the water, another phenomenal freestyle swimmer.
And this is where you're going to see Ryan Doyer start to pull away for the Wildcats here in lane 4. An excellent sprint swimmer for this team, and that's what's the turning point for the Wildcats here in this event.
Well, yes, as you said, this is a very sprint-minded event, so this fits this Wildcat team perfectly. And that is Alex Dunn in the water in lane 2, doing his best to hang on to second spot against his teammates, Christopher Cottrill and rival Evan Lopez from Metea.
And again, in lane 4, we have the Wildcat special team right there. But Amir did a great job of getting the Wildcats off to a great start in lane 4, as that'll be Dima entering the water.
This is going to be Jimmy Senesi, apologize, entering the water in lane 4. And what a great meet these four guys are having. Jimmy Senesi now just continuing to pull away from the Wildcats. As you said, Dima Kondrashev is going to jump in for lane 2 as he enters the second lap of his first 50.
Well, nonetheless, a great meet from Neuqua Valley here tonight, as we should see them take the win here, and they'll be undefeated in a conference division, the DVC division that is, and that is a great DVC win nonetheless here for the Wildcats. A conference win is something nice. I mean, nothing short of that would be a great achievement for the Wildcats to stay undefeated in the DVC.
Well, as you said, very solid win for the Wildcat series. A very exciting race for Aiden Dunn here, who gets the junior. He's going to get to be a part of this phenomenal team over in lane 4. And he gets to anchor it to bring that win home for Neuqua. He's going to continue to just pile on here. Just, as we suspected, a great performance from this team. And what a job from Connor Boyle to kick things off. He's swam in, I believe, 3 events tonight, winning all of them.
For sure, Connor Boyle definitely the MVP here tonight for the Wildcats. Without him, I don't know where the Wildcats would be without Connor Boyle, as he's probably the leader that the Wildcats need in order to get them over the top.
Oh, Great 100 there from Dunn, Aiden Dunn, the junior. He gets a race against his brother, the senior over there. Not in the pool at the same time, but it's different relay teams. And that will be lane 2, Amir Aliyev, Dunn, Dima, and Duncan finishing second. And Anderson, Catrill, Lashak, and Shen in third. A great performance here from the Wildcats. As that we'll see off the event. We've got a finish here from Metea over in lane 8. This is Matthew Henkel. He's had a pretty solid performance of the Mustangs on the night. And he's going to finish up for them. Now we've got the times on the board. We got a 3:18 from our winning guys in lane 4, 3:28 from the boys in lane 2, 3:40 in lane 3. Great job from Neuqua tonight. Just 3 overall solid performances from 3 great teams.
Oh, for sure, Charlie. A great DVC matchup that we had here early on was very contested, but Neuqua Valley nonetheless started to pull away with great performances from Connor Boyle and Aiden Dunn there in their specific events. But, of course, a great matchup. Love to see it here live from Neuqua Media here on YouTube as well as NeuquaTV.org. Thanks again for joining in with us. And be sure to stay tuned for tomorrow night's matchup. Boys basketball, Waubonsie Valley against Neuqua Valley, War of 204. Can't miss it.
And as Jack said, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Be sure to hit the bell on Neuqua Media on YouTube and follow us at NeuquaTV.org. It's been great coming from Neuqua's pool tonight for some Thursday night swim action against Metea Valley.
And we'll be back at 6 o'clock with the JV meet as well, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And we'll see you guys later.
What is up, everyone? We are back here on Neuqua Media for some Neuqua Valley swim action for JV. Very exciting for Neuqua Valley to get the JV broadcasted. If you're just joining us here, just make sure to hit the bell on Neuqua Media on YouTube and come look at our website, neuquatv.org. We're in for a very exciting night tonight with some junior varsity action. First off, we've got the boys' 200-yard medley relay. I'm here alongside my partner, Jack Ashby. Jack, what are we looking for tonight?
So tonight, instead of a JV meet, it's going to be a blue-gold meet. First one of the season and first one I've ever broadcasted here on Neuqua Media. But what it will consist of is going to be a mix of JV and players from each school. So kind of be a medley of different players of the skill level. So it'll be great to see a different meet here, trying to change things up here tonight. I have a DVC matchup live here. Metea Valley and Neuqua Valley all here, all access on Neuqua Media.
You said it should be a very exciting night. And in this first heat, we've got Alex Kai starting it off with Austin Olson, Anthony Chen, and Zach Stevenson. Alex Kai representing the blue, and Zach Stevenson also representing blue.
And so Neuqua Valley is going to be blue, and Metea Valley will be deemed as gold, just so you guys know. So yeah, this should be definitely interesting here, Charlie.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fun one. Great way to mix it up to begin Neuqua's third meet of the year. A very unique experience for this Neuqua Metea meet.
Yeah, as you will see, Luke Doy over here as well from Varsity being pulled down.
It's actually Ryan Doy's brother, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I believe Neuqua has enough for JV. I think that Metea Valley has pulled a few varsity players down from their own team. So it should be a fun one. No, I do not believe this will be recorded as an actual meet here tonight, but nonetheless, still great competition from both Neuqua Valley and Metea Valley.
And we are all set to get going. Starting gun. And there it is. And we are off. The first race of the year. Again, this is Alex Kai in lane 2, Austin Olson in lane 4, Anthony Chen in lane 6, and Zach Stevenson in lane 8. We got a very exciting race here. Austin Olson taking an early lead in the backstroke. 200-yard IM, that 200-yard medley relay. That's a very sprint-type event for these teams. Each guy just doing 50 yards, and Austin Olson is off to a very hot start here as his teammate Noah Garrison jumps into the water to begin the breaststroke section. They're followed closely by Aiden O'Malley over in lane 6. And a very competitive first here for this Neuqua team.
Well, for sure, there you have Anthony Chen off to a great start for Team Blue, I believe it is, and he will do a great job of leading his counterpart Aiden O'Malley off to a good start as well. So Neuqua Valley doing a great job here so far.
And yep, as you said, great job from Neuqua, and that's Ryan Emmons in the water now in lane 4. He's being chased by Ian Alumba in lane 6. A great race here between these two teams as they're going to fight for some bragging rights in this race.
For sure, lane 4 doing a great job of staying competitive with their pace here tonight. Nothing too far as in terms of expending all their energy here at once, but overall great pace from lane 4.
And that it is. Connor Nelson now trying to seal the deal over in lane 4, but let's see if Brian Wilk can get a bit of a comeback. He started to come back a little here. Let's see if he can close it out. I don't think he's gonna. I think it's gonna be Connor Nelson over in lane 4 that's gonna hang on for the victory. A great start to the night for that relay team over in lane 4. Phenomenal start from Austin Olson, and he really set the tone for the rest of the race. Not to knock the performance in lane 6, Anthony Chen getting them off to a nice start, followed by Aiden O'Malley. Very exciting start to this first race as we see an all Neuqua representation, I believe, But a very exciting first start.
All right, blue team for Neuqua Valley has the early 8-6 lead there over the gold team here. So that'll bring up the 200-yard freestyle.
Yeah, we've got a very competitive freestyle heat with Aruv Dond, Mikhail McDade, Luke Doyer, Alex Parkinson, Jonathan Ministo, Andrew Schmidt, Zach Stevenson, and Russell Howard. See times we have today, Jonathan Ministo looking for a strong performance for the goal team. He's seated at 159.67. Let's see if he can get off to a hot start. Luke Doyer, though, his brother Ryan Doyer had a big night in the varsity event. Let's see if he can represent the Doyer family. Should be a very exciting race here.
Oh, for sure. Both of the Doyer brothers are excellent swimmers here for the Neuqua Valley's program that they have going on. And Luke Doyer proving to be a great leader on the JV team for these young men, as he'll prove to be a great leader on the varsity team for the next year.
Exactly, and we're going to look to see a big race out of him, and they are now on the blocks. Let's get ready to begin. Ooh. Delayed start here. Definitely builds up the nerves for the guys on the blocks right now. Trying to stay loose. There they go again. And we are now in the water. It's a very tight start. No one's really edged out there. That's going to be lane 4's Alex Parkinson taking a slight early lead. He's going up competitively against lane 5's Jonathan Ministo. Those two off to a very fast start. Let's see if they can hold on here. Now your top 3 right now is, I believe, Jonathan Ministo, Alex Parkinson, and Andrew Schmidt.
Well, right now they're neck and neck, it seems to be, between teams blue and gold. Looks like Team Gold starting to pull away here a little bit with Ministo over Parkinson.
So yep, as we enter the halfway through this race, Ministo now trying to see if he can extend that lead. He's looked very strong out of every flip turn so far tonight. Over in lane 6, I believe, Andrew Schmidt starting to fall off that pack. Let's see if he can hang on. We've got Luke Doyer in lane 3, who's bringing it up in 4th, competing with Mikhail McDade, sorry, in lane 2. This is going to make for a very exciting last 50 meters between Alex Parkinson and Jonathan Ministo. Let's see who can get it. Parkinson's coming back into this one.
Oh, wow.
What a phenomenal last 25 meters he's having.
Ministo off to a great start here, but seeming to lose his pace here a little bit as Parkinson's coming up to bite him, and he will. Parkinson's taking the early lead.
Parkinson now. Ministo sees him. He's trying to answer back. Who's going to take this one? I think, oh, that is tight.
Oh, wow.
I really don't know who got that one.
It'll come down to the milliseconds, it looks like, here tonight, and we'll get the results up for you as soon as possible. But, wow, amazing performance from both Parkinson and Ministo.
What a phenomenal job by Parkinson to get back into this race. I thought he was all out of it, but that last 175-yard mark, he really found his stride.
Oh, for sure.
And then over in 7 and 8, we've got Zach Stevenson finishing up, and Russell Howard on his last 50, and Aruv Dand over in lane 1.
Well, for sure. When it comes to Ministo and Parkinson, Ministo had a great early lead, but it seemed that his pace was starting to fall there a little bit, it looked like, and Parkinson took the advantage there. And
they are going to give it to Ministo. Oh, what a race, though.
Wow.
By .05. That is a close one. Parkinson did a phenomenal job to get back into this, but Ministo just hung on at the end. Especially Parkinson took the lead at one point in that last lap. Just a fantastic race.
I believe there were about 3 lead changes there that you saw, 2 of them coming within the last lap there.
Yeah, as you said, just an insanely great start to this. We're only on the second event. And a great start to this meet. A very competitive field in the red. We got 3rd place in lane 6, I believe that is Andrew Schmidt. He's going to get a 4-second PR on the night. That's a very good race from him to try and hang on to his 2 teammates up there. And then Ministo, I believe, is going to have about a 4-second PR. So another great race from him.
And it'll be a tied score to here, as Team Gold, or the Mustangs, did a great job of climbing back there. And then it'll now be a tie game between the 2 teams. 15 all.
A very competitive meet to start off in the first 2 events. So we start the 200-yard IM. We got Jaden Coles, lane 1, Michael Londato, lane 2, Ryan Emmons, lane 3, Austin Olson, lane 4, Anthony Chen, lane 5, Aiden O'Malley, lane 6, Austin Pham, lane 7, and Zach Frenzen, lane 8. And we are in the water and ready to go. We start off with the fly, and that is, I believe, lane 3's Ryan Emmons off to an early lead in the fly.
Emmons doing a great job of keeping his pacing here early on for the blue team.
Ryan Emmons definitely looking to snag some points for his team, see if they can get them the lead. He's off to a great start now as he enters the backstroke portion. Let's see if lane 5's Anthony Chen can give him a race here. But here comes lane 4's Austin Olson now, starting to come back into this on the backstroke as we enter the first flip turn.
And there you are, Emmons doing a great job of containing his lead, but that's not stopping others from catching up with him, as Emmons has to do a great job as Anthony Chen's trying to catch up with him along with Austin Olson.
I believe Anthony Chen did actually equalize with him in that lap. The turn did it, but oh, he has caught up to him now, and we've got ourselves a race here. And that's going to be Austin Olson also trying to bring himself back into this race.
Fantastic underwater from Austin Olson, doing a great job here of trying to keep up with Neuqua Valley's own Ryan Emmons.
And Anthony Chen has all but tied this up. And it's going to come down to the freestyle at the end here. What a tight race we have between these 3. Let's see if Austin Olson can find something for this last 50. And I believe Chen now has the lead.
Oh, wow. Fantastic underwaters from Chen.
What a great all-around race from Chen. Looked like he was out of it on the first 50, but finds his way back into it. And he's got a very close race here. Let's see if lane 3's Ryan Emmons can get back into this one. Doesn't look like he's gonna. Let's see if Austin Olson can get the lead here on Ryan Emmons. But the story of the day here is going to be Anthony Chen with a great tactical race here from him. And he's going to be followed by the longtime leader Ryan Emmons and Austin Olson also with another great performance.
Austin Olson getting some points there for Neuqua Valley, but it'll be Mustangs leading the charge here for this event, so expect them to take an early lead on the Wildcats here just within the 3rd event. It'll be the Mustangs' 3rd lead if they're expected to win here.
And that is Michael Londato and Austin Pham and Zach Frenzen finishing up. And this should be Jaden Coles we get in last here. Good job by him to finish up.
It'll be equalized, as 1st and 5th will be equalized along with 2nd and 3rd, so it'll result in a tie here, actually.
Oh, wow, what a race we have. And that is lane 4's Austin Olson with a 2nd PR in that event. What a race from him. Really just tried to hang on to those 2 leaders, which led him to a great PR.
Oh, for sure. And if Emmons hadn't secured the position that he had, then Metea would be up now. So excellent race from Emmons as he tried to hold on, but necessarily couldn't get it done, but nevertheless maintains the tie here for the Wildcats.
Just like you said, exactly. Just maintain that tie. We also saw Aiden O'Malley with a 3-second PR. Always love to see guys PR in these events.
Oh, for sure, especially the younger JV swimmers here tonight. A great opportunity for them to adjust to a new opponent, new competition, with despite the circumstances brought upon us tonight with the mix-up of teams.
We are always good to be able to get out and race, even in these hard times. But we are now moving on to the boys' 50-yard freestyle. Got a very exciting race here, a very fast race. It's just still tied, is what he said. It's going to be a
Wow.
very tight one tonight.
Now, one to watch for the 50 boys freestyle is going to be Luke Doyer from Team Blue. Obviously, one of the better swimmers here on JV and a great leader as well for the Wildcats on the JV squad. So expect them to get an early lead on here for the Wildcats, or Team Blue, that is.
They are now on the blocks. Yep, definitely looking for a strong performance out of Doyer, who's only seated about half a second behind his counterpart, Connor Nelson. See if those two can get pretty competitive in this race, and maybe Doyer can edge him out for Team Blue. Story of the day, though, for Doyer and Nelson is going to be to try and beat Brian Dillon and Brian Wilk, but now they enter the water, and here we go. Luke Doyer in lane 3 does have a slight head of a lead, I believe. Or I apologize, that's lane 4's Connor Nelson. And Connor Nelson doing a great job maintaining there. It's going to be lane 5's Brian Dillon or Brian Wilt coming up on him. That's a very close race. I believe Connor Nelson's got to edge that one out for Team Blue. But a very fast and competitive race there. We're waiting for scores. Here they are. It's going to be lane 6's Brian Wilkes going to take that with 24.9. It's a .03 off a PR from him. Connor Nelson in lane 4 is going to take second with 24.96. And that will be a .03 second PR for him. Hey, a PR is a PR.
We're seeing a lot of those here tonight, Charlie. Both on the varsity and JV level here is excellent to see from both sides of the pool.
Well, especially this early on in the season to be able to PR and continue to get better when the bigger meets come down the stretch. The boys are going to be ready.
And now Gold Team is up here by 2 points, which will be the Metea combo. And about a 5-minute break here. Again, this is Neuqua Media, brought to you by Charlie Rook and Jack Ashby. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We'll take a short break here, but nonetheless, we are back.
We are back here on Neuqua Media. Thank you so much for joining us again for the boys JV 100-yard fly event with Ryan Mulligan, lane 1, Michael Landado, lane 2, Owen Matthews, lane 3, Noah Garrison, lane 4, Ian Alumba, lane 5, Andrew Schmidt, lane 6, Enish Basty, lane 7, Christian Barrios, lane 8, and we are off and running. This is an exciting fly event, and it's going to be lane 6's Andrew Schmidt off to an early lead here. He's really opened up a sizable gap already just into like 75, or apologize, 50 meters in.
Well, for sure, definitely a dominant performance by him. Great job here tonight for the JV squad.
A very tough stroke, the boys' 100-yard fly. One of the very toughest of all the strokes you can do. And that's going to be, I believe, lane 1's Ryan Mulligan in second, or maybe it's lane 6's Andrew Schmidt. And lane 5's Ian Alumba taking that one. What a performance from him. Seated at 58.18. Let's see if he got under a minute. That's lane 6's Andrew Schmidt finishing second. A very competitive heat here to start the day.
Well, for sure, Ian Alumba does a great job of maintaining his pace here in the 100 fly. Definitely one of the top performers of the JV team when it comes to this specific event. Nonetheless, and it'll be a Andrew Schmidt. That'll be a sub-minute. You're right, Charlie. 57.05.
And he is going to get a PR, but just over a second. So a great job here by Ian Alumba. Didn't have too much competition today. Still managed to PR, and that's some valuable points for the goal team. I believe they already have a 2-point lead. This is definitely going to help.
For sure. And up next we have event number 6 on the night. It'll be the boys 100-yard freestyle.
Yeah, definitely looking for a fast race out of these guys. Definitely going to look for some blue guys to step up here. And that's going to start with Alex Parkinson in lane 3, seated at 54.98. Looking for a very fast race out of him. To answer on the gold side, we've got Brian Dillon at 56.92. Looking for a very competitive race out of the two of them. But the people in this race, Blaine Ritzvanovich in lane 2, Alex Parkinson lane 3, Connor Nelson lane 4, Jonathan Ministo lane 5, Brian Dillon lane 6, Yonal Saringhi in lane 7, and Zach Frenzen lane 8. And Gold has taken an 8-point lead. Definitely looking for a big performance out of Parkinson here to try and close that gap.
Oh, for sure. Gold doing a great job, keeping a steady pace here, starting to pull away a little bit midway in the match, and doing a great job here so far. But as you said, Alex Parkinson needs to step it up here in a 100-yard freestyle in order for a blue team comeback.
And they are in the water. Here we go. And that is Parkinson taking an early lead up in lane 3. 25 yards in. Got a very tight race and a fight for second right now. Let's see if lane 5's Jonathan Ministo can try and catch Parkinson. Or, sorry, lane 6's Brian Dillon. Oh, what a competitive race between those two. Lane 3 and lane 6. Really bringing it on right now. Absolute battle. Alex Parkinson and Ministo and Dillon. Some much needed points there for blue as Parkinson's going to take it. And that's going to be Jonathan Ministo coming second. Let's see the times with Parkinson seated at 54.98 as we said. Let's see if he was able to PR in that one. Solid job by Ministo. He was able to keep that close. And Nelson is going to PR by, I apologize, he doesn't, just misses it by 0.01. So effectively the same thing.
All right, so with the 100-yard freestyle coming to a close, we have the 200-yard freestyle relay coming up for you. Now, earlier in the year with girls swim and dive, we weren't able to do relays, but eventually we did get there for boys and the last bit of girls. So it's really great to see everyone taking great precautions here at the IHSA level, and love to see the progress that we're moving on to stage 2, and we're able to do some relays now, add some more competitiveness to the nature of the sport, and something you gotta love.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just so awesome that we're now able to start getting sports back together again and being able to broadcast some of these meets again. Just so cool to see how far the relays have come, and a great chance for the junior varsity athletes as well to be able to start doing some of the relays instead of just the varsity. So great to see how far we've come.
Oh, for sure.
But now in this one, we're going to have the boys 200-yard freestyle relay, as my friend Jack mentioned. To start off, we've got lane 2, Arav Dand, Luke Doyer in lane 4, Brian Dillon lane 6, and Christian Barrios in lane 8 for a very competitive race. I like this Luke Doyer, Brian Dillon matchup.
Oh, for sure. Definitely some of the most competitive swimmers we have here on the JV level, and they do a great job of collecting points when it comes to an actual meet. But again, this will be a Neuqua JV meet, split into 2. But nonetheless, very exciting to see what Neuqua Valley's JV team has to offer in the coming years for you guys. So great to see some multiple PRs broken here tonight. I was mentioned by Charlie. But yeah, overall great performance across the board.
As you said, a great performance and a great night for Neuqua. Be able to get over here and get their JV with a meet going. A little bit competitive with the blue and gold, so that's awesome.
Oh, for sure.
And we're about to step on the blocks now for the start of the 200-yard freestyle relay. And here we go. And we're awaiting the arrival of lane 8. And they are now on the blocks. And we are in the water. Let's get going for this Neuqua boys 200-yard freestyle relay matchup, and that is lane 6. Off to an early lead, Brian Dillon. Brian Dillon against Luke Doyer up against lane 4. Those two off to a very fast start for these teams. Luke Doyer has now closed the gap a little bit. In comes Owen Matthews and Brian Wilk.
Wilk doing a great job of taking over the lead here for his team, and he'll do a great job so far, keeping a steady pace. Great underwaters from Dillon here tonight.
Well, as you said, Brian Wilk just came in with a huge dive and was able to take over the lead pretty well, and he's going to hand it over to Andrew Schmidt. And in comes Connor Nelson. Connor Nelson starting to gain some ground. Oh, here he comes. See if Connor Nelson can close this gap. He's already done a great job of it so far, but did he go out too hard to try and do it? He is going to close it a little bit against Andrew Schmidt. And in comes Jonathan Menisto and Alex Parkinson. And here comes Parkinson.
Oh, wow. Parkinson with great underwaters there. Leap off the boards, and he will overtake his partner if he keeps up this pace.
And we're in for a very exciting finish between Parkinson and Menisto here. And I believe Parkinson looks like he just might edge him out, but here comes Menisto.
Oh, wow.
What a tight finish. I think Parkinson just got him there. We will check the scoreboard in a second. A great job by Parkinson there. A very close finish. And I believe lane 4 is celebrating as if they've won it. So phenomenal. What, as you mentioned, the underwaters, and yeah, Parkinson is going to take that. A great job from him. He's already had a great performance tonight. Comes into that relay and just does his job. Is up to Jonathan Menisto. He didn't have a bad 50 at all, but the speed of Parkinson was just too much.
Oh, for sure. Lane 4, it looks like it's going to be a great squad for the JV team for varsity team next year that we have up and coming. But nonetheless, that'll bring up the 100-yard backstroke here for teams blue and gold.
As you mentioned, here comes the 100-yard backstroke. We're very excited for this event as well. We've got Aruv Don 1, Ryan Mulligan lane 2, Ryan Emmons lane 3, Austin Olson lane 4, Anthony Chen lane 5, Ian Alumba lane 6, Zach Stevenson lane 7, and Kyle Anderson lane 8. Some very exciting matchups here. The standings now getting a little bit closer. And we are going to go to a short break, but thank you so much for tuning in to Neuqua Media on YouTube, and check us out at neuquatv.org. We'll see you in a little bit. And we are back here, neuquamedia.org. Follow us on YouTube and neuquatv.org check out our website, and we are ready to start the boys' 100-yard backstroke. As I said before, Aruv Dand in lane 1, Ryan Mulligan lane 2, Ryan Ammons lane 3, Austin Olson lane 4, Anthony Chen lane 5, Ian Olumba lane 6, Zach Stevenson lane 7, and Kyle Anderson lane 8. And we are all ready to start this exciting event. Looking for a very fast race out of Austin Olson here, seated at 1 flat. And we are off and running. And that is going to be Austin Olson with a head of a lead right now, up against his teammate Anthony Chen. Those two make for a very exciting matchup here in this heat.
Well, for sure, Austin Olson doing a great job here tonight for the blue team for Neuqua, proving to be a great, solid player, or swimmer that is, on this team.
And that is also Ryan Emmons now with the lead against Austin Olson, but he is now taking the lead back from Ryan Emmons.
He's using a little bit of that energy there to take back that lead, but let's see if it ends up killing his lead, but it shouldn't here.
Well, he really looks like he's trying to take over now. Here he comes, lane 4, and what a big finish that is. It's going to be lane 3's Ryan Emmons in second, and lane 5's Anthony Chen in third. As we await the times, what a great race there from Austin Olson. Very patient with his performance there to take the lead back from Ryan Emmons, but not to knock Ryan Emmons' performance, as he led for most of that race, as we're going to get the winner at about 1 flat here. And that's going to be a .08 PR, I believe, for Austin Olson. So congratulations to him. And very exciting first heat. What a close one, too. .04 separate the top two there.
Well, for sure. Almost a sub-minute there, but just a little bit short. Nonetheless, great effort from Olson.
Both athletes in that race did absolutely phenomenal, and so did the rest of the field. But very close to the sub-minute we come there as we now enter the boys' 100-yard breaststroke. As we've got Jaden Coles, lane 1, Mikhail McDade, lane 2, Owen Matthews, lane 3, Noah Garrison, lane 4, Aiden O'Malley, lane 5, Brian Wilk, lane 6. We have now Sarah Singh, lane 7, Austin Pham, lane 8.
Now blue team retakes the lead here tonight between the blue and the gold matchup, but
Gold was up by 8 at one point. Now blue has it. And we are off and running in this boys' 100-yard breaststroke event. This race, we're looking for a big performance out of blue's Noah Garrison, who's seated at 109 in lane 4. And he does have an early lead. He's up against lane 5's Aiden O'Malley, who's trying to pressure him early on in this race. Garrison looks very solid to begin this opening 50.
well, for sure, Noah Garrison doing a great job of maintaining a comfortable lead here. Great underwaters as well from him. Maintaining a great lead, a steady lead. Just has to maintain his pace here if he wants to maintain the lead. Try not to give it up.
And he's doing a great job above water as well. But, I mean, Aiden O'Malley may have lost some ground there, but he has an exceptional underwater. You can see him getting right back into it when he's underwater.
Well, for sure.
But the story of this race is going to be Noah Garrison. Let's see if he can hang on for the last 50 yards. He's having an exceptional race right now. Your top 3. Oh, that is the end of the race. My apologies. Noah Garrison with a very strong performance to see out that race. And let's wait. We await the times. It was a very close battle between lane 3's Owen Matthews and lane 7's Yonal Sarah Singh for 3rd place. And they are going to give it to Yonal Sarah Singh with 1:16. Noah Garrison, though, with a 1:10. Not quite a PR, but a very solid performance today from him. And he'll take that win for Team Blue.
Now, there also is a wager, as we heard earlier, that the loser has to clean up the touch pads if they indeed do lose. So a little bit of a wager here going on. Fun to see Mr. Allen shaking things up here a little bit between the JV scrimmage, but nonetheless, pretty funny.
Well, as you said, just a great way to make this exciting meet a little more competitive and a little more fun. because that really will suck for the losing team.
I also think it's another thing that the coaching staff here at Neuqua Valley does a great job of is pushing each other's, having such great competitiveness between each and every athlete that we have. So I think that's another aspect that coaches want to add in there just to make things a little bit more competitive, try to push their swimmers a little bit more, try to give some meaning, if you will, to this meet.
Well, yeah, no, definitely. As you said, healthy competition always helps improve times and speed, and is something Neuqua Valley is built on. And as now we are going to enter the boys 100 freestyle relay. This is going to be a very fast event. To kick off, we're going to have Alex Kai, lane 1, Michael Lendato, lane 2, Owen Matthews, lane 3, Ryan Emmons in lane 4, Jonathan Ministo, lane 5, Brian Dillon, lane 6, Zach Stevenson, lane 7, and Zach Franzen in lane 8. The two Zachs in 7 and 8 there. As we await the start of this race. Correct, I believe every swimmer is only going to swim 25 yards, so we're expecting a very fast race here. As they're now on the blocks. Should be a very competitive race as Blue's just ahead by a little bit. Let's see if Gold can answer back and try and tie up this event.
And also, don't forget, we have the basketball game between the boys, between War of 204, Obanzi and Neuqua Valley, all here at Neuqua Media, neuquatv.org. It'll be at 7 p.m. tomorrow is when the match will start. So, obviously, a great competitive matchup between two DVC high schools.
As you said, great matchup there, but we are off and in the water now for this last event of the day. And it's going to be lane 1's, I believe that, no, lane 2's. Michael Lendato with an early lead as he goes off to Mikhail McDade. And that now looks like lane 4's Austin Olson with the lead. A very fast race here today, as lane 4 now starts to take over with Alex Parkinson in the water. He's had a phenomenal day. And lane 4 looks like they might take it unless there's a drastic comeback here from lane 5's man. And yeah, it is going to be lane 4, and what a race that was.
Oh, for
Just
sure.
Absolutely dominant performance from lane 4 there, as it's going to be lane 6 actually passing up the lane 5 there and taking second. But a great way to finish off this meet.
Oh, for sure. Nonetheless, competitive on the JV and varsity level here tonight. Varsity taking a win here, and JV will have a scrimmage of their own. So, no addition, but also wanted to throw out their next swim and dive meet for boys. Going to be Saturday at 9 a.m. versus St. Charles North. So be sure to be on the stream from neuquatv.org and Neuqua Media here on YouTube. Again, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification to stay updated on our latest content here at Neuqua Valley High School. Again, folks, thanks for everything. Thanks for tuning in here tonight, and we appreciate the support that you guys give for us. So, nonetheless, thanks, guys, for everything. We'll see you later, and good night.